All right, let's get that. Okay, let's see here. Let's snuggle in here, huh? We can read together while you finish your strawberries. Okay. All right. So last night, we finished with the Philistine Raiders. That's where we're going to start off tonight. All right. Oh no, the Philistine Raiders is where we're starting. Last night, they Gideon marches the men to go defeat the enemy army. Right? Yeah. So, oh no, we did read the quick Philistine Raiders a little bit. That's how we know it's the Philistine Raiders that we defeated. Okay. I'm watching your weird videos again. Okay. So now we are on. Okay. Now we're at attacked by a lion from Judges chapter 13, verse 2 through 14, verse 5. Okay. The Philistine raiders strike time and again at the Israelite villages, carrying off grain, cattle, even children to work as slaves. But one Israelite mother and father wait eagerly for a strange and wonderful promise to come true. One day they tell their young son Samson about it. Before we were born, an angel of God told us that someday you would be the leader of our people and save us from the wicked Philistines. I would save our people? How? We don't know how, son, but if you trust in God, He will show you the way. But you must keep a promise your mother made to God. A promise? What is it? To set you apart as one dedicated to God, you will never cut your hair or touch a strong drink. Samson keeps his mother's promise to God. And as the years pass and the Philistines continue to rob and plunder the Israelites, he dreams of the day when he can save his people. One day after a raid, he storms angrily into a meeting of the elders. They killed my cousin with this spear. It has an iron head. Yes, the Philistines know how to make iron spears, but we don't. How can we fight them with wooden spears? Someday I'll fight them, and when I do, he snapped that spear as if it were a twig. If he is that strong now, what will he be like when he is a man? As Samson grows, his strength grows, until at last he is the strongest man in all of the tribe of Dan. Some of the people watch anxiously as he gets out one day seeking adventure in a Philistine village. I hope he doesn't get into any trouble. No man in his right mind would risk a fight with Samson. No, not one man, but a whole village might. And that could mean trouble for us too. In the village of Timnath, Samson meets a Philistine girl. It's always the girls that get you, buddy. May I give you a drink of water? Yes, thank you. She's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. In her company, Samson forgets his anger towards her people. Will you meet me here tomorrow at the same time? If my father will let me. Back home, Samson loses no time telling his parents what he wants. I have fallen in love with a Philistine girl. Make arrangements with her parents for our marriage. Marriage with a Philistine? How can you love one of our enemies? She doesn't believe in our God. I want to marry her anyhow. On the day Samson sets out for his wedding, he stops to examine the body of the lion he had killed, and finds that bees have made honey in the carcass. Food from a lion, honey from the strong, gives me an idea for a riddle to try on the wedding guests. In Timnath, he is greeted by a group of young men. I am your best man, and I have brought 29 of my friends to be your guests. Good. Now will you try to guess my riddle? If you do, I'll give each of you a shirt and a robe. If you can't, each of you will give me a shirt and a robe. We'll take you up on that. What's the riddle? Out of the ether came food. Out of the strong came sweetness. You have a week to guess the answer. But as the week goes by, neither the best man nor any of his friends can guess Samson's riddle. What will we do? I can't afford to give him a shirt and robe. Oh, well, yeah, because it's... There you go. Neither can I. We'll have to get the answer from his wife. After all, she is a Philistine. Get the answer from Samson, or we'll set fire to your father's house with you in it. No, give me time. That evening, now that I am your wife, there should be no secrets between us. Tell me the answer to your riddle. Not even my father and mother know the answer. Why should I tell you? But she continues to plead. And on the last day of the feast, if you love me, you'll tell me the answer. All right, the answer is a lion and honey. A few minutes later, she slips away. I have the answer. Tell us, and you'll save your life. At the feast, we've come to collect our wager. The answer to your riddle is a lion and honey. For what is sweeter than honey, or what is stronger than a lion? My wife told you. I have lost the wager, but mark my words, some of your people will pay it. Samson's revenge. From Judges 14:19 through 15:12. Samson is furious. He has lost the wager of 30 robes to the Philistines, who forced his wife to tell them the answer to his riddle. He leaves his wedding feast and enters another city. Ha! Enough Philistines to pay my debt, and all of them handsomely dressed too. Who hit me? What happened? Philistines tricked me, so Philistines will pay the debt. Still in a rage, Samson returns to the wedding feast. Here, the debt is paid, and by the lives of your own countrymen. Back home, as Samson's anger cools, he thinks of his wife waiting for him. It wasn't her fault. They forced her to tell the answer. I'll go to her and tell her I'm sorry. In the Philistine city, he goes straight to the home of his wife's father. I've come to see my wife. Your wife? We thought you hated her. She is now married to your best man. Here is her younger sister. She's even more beautiful. Do you want to marry her? No. I should have known better than to trust a Philistine. Whatever I do now, you will have coming to you. On the way home, he goes through fields rich with ripened grain. Fields and vineyards stolen from my people. I know how I can make the Philistines sorry for what they did to me. Quickly, Samson sets foxes racing through the fields and vineyards with flaming torches. In a matter of minutes, the whole countryside is ablaze. In the city, the Philistines watch with terror as the sky grows red. Samson did this. He's getting even with his wife's father for marrying her to another. Her father should have known better than to trick Samson. Come on, let's give our countrymen a taste of his own medicine. What are you doing? Silly boy. The angry Philistines set fire to the home of Samson's father-in-law, but they do not count on Samson's return. That's my wife's house. Where is she? In there. Dead. You killed her while she slept. If you are so brave, show it now. The Gaza Trap. From Judges 15:13 through 16:2. When the Philistine army demands that the tribe of Judah turn Samson over to them, the tribal leaders agree. It's you, they say. They tell Samson, or every man, woman, and child in Judah. So Samson surrenders. That ought to do it. The ropes are new, and the knots are tight. He's helpless. Let's go. Oh God, be with me when I face my enemy. It's a great moment for the Philistines when Samson is bound and delivered into their hands. Wonder how the strong man feels now. I'd like to be the first one to get even with him. Not I. I don't trust ropes to hold Samson. Wait till we show the mighty man of Judah to the people back home. That jawbone. It's just what I need. Suddenly, Samson bursts the ropes and seizes the jawbone of an ass, also known as a donkey. Now, what are you going to do to show the people back home? With deadly aim, Samson strikes down one Philistine soldier after another. Those who can run for their lives. In a short while, the one-man attack is over. Then, weary and thirsty, Samson prays to God. Lord, you gave me the victory. Don't let me die of thirst. When he finishes praying, he turns, and there before him is a bubbling spring. Water! O God, I thank thee. Samson returns to his own tribe in the hills, and for 20 years he serves as judge of his people. Then one evening he visits the Philistine city of Gaza. What is your business in Gaza? I have come to see a friend. I just saw Samson entering a house down the street. How did he get in? Samson? He didn't look different from any other traveler. Never mind. Close the gate and we'll trap him in the city. Call out all the guards. Samson will never leave Gaza alive. The big bribe. From Judges 16, verses 3 through 5. When the Philistines learn that Samson is in their city, they call out all the guards and lie in wait for him. I've never seen Samson. What's he like? Like anybody else, except that his hair is long and his strength is greater than 100 men. At midnight, Samson walks down the street and toward the gate. Heavy guard on duty tonight. Can't be that. They want to help me through the gate, so stop him. Don't let him get away. I'll help myself. Who can stop a man with strength enough to carry off the city gates? I tell you, such strength is not human. News of Samson's escape from Gaza spreads through the country. Rulers of Philistine cities are worried and call a meeting. Samson must be captured. Let's put all of our armies together, and I'm not risking my army on Samson. We've got to find another way. And I know the way. We know Samson has strength, not given to other men. If we can learn the source of that strength. Do you think he's going to tell us what it is? No, but he'll tell the right person. I hear he's in love with Delilah. Delilah? She's a Philistine. Right. She'll get Samson to tell her his secret. Then she'll tell us. Will she? What if she is in love with Samson? She's also in love with money. Come on, let's go see her. So the Philistine rulers visit Delilah. If you find out Samson's secret for us, we'll each give you 1,100 pieces of silver, payable on the date Samson is in our hands. 1,100 times 5. How can I refuse? Blind captive. From Judges 16, verses 6 through 21. For 5,500 pieces of silver, Delilah has promised to find out the source of Samson's strength and report it to his Philistine enemies. So she pretends she loves him. You're so strong, Samson. There's no bonds that can hold you. If I were tied with 7 new bowstrings, I'd be no stronger than any other man. On Samson's next visit, he falls asleep and Delilah ties him with 7 new bowstrings. This will hold him. Soon the reward will be mine. Wake up, Samson. The Philistines are here. Watch out, he's free. Run for your lives. Samson tricked me. But Delilah keeps trying to learn the secret of Samson's strength. She binds him in different ways, but each time he breaks free at last. You don't love me, Samson. If you did, you'd tell me the truth. I do love you. And to prove it, I'll tell you my secret. When I was dedicated to God, a promise was made never to cut my hair. If I break that promise, God will take away my strength. I'll be as weak as any man. At last, Delilah has the real secret. She calls the Philistines and plans to trap Samson that night. Have your chains ready and tell your masters to bring the money they promised me. That evening, Samson calls on Delilah when he falls asleep. Now's your chance. I've never seen such long hair, but I still don't see how this will take his strength away. Samson, wake up, the Philistines are here. Samson awakens, ready to defend himself. Then, my hair! Gone! I have broken my vow, and now God has taken away my strength. You can break bowstrings. Let's see if you can break our chains. Samson's strength is gone. Chained and under heavy guard, he is taken away. What will they do to him? Put out his eyes and then throw him into prison. Our troubles with Samson are over. Where's your money, Delilah? Here's your money, Delilah. You have earned it. 5,500 pieces of silver, all mine. While Delilah counts her money, Samson is led through the streets of Gaza, a captive in chains. Ha ha, the mighty judge of Israel is now a weakling. Samson's victory. From Judges 16, verses 21 through 30. Betrayed by Delilah, Samson is captured by the Philistines, blinded, and made to grind grain in the prison at Gaza. But, unnoticed by his captors, his hair begins to grow. Oh God, give me one more chance to free my people from the slavery of the Philistines. Outside the prison walls, the Philistines prepare for a great festival to Dagon, their god. Bring your gifts to Dagon, who delivered Samson into our hands. During the feast, what can we do to please the crowd? I have it. Bring Samson out and let the people have their fun with him. So Samson is brought out of prison and led up the temple steps. Bring him up here so everyone can see what the mighty judge of Israel looks like now. Show us how you carried off the gates of Gaza. Let's see you tear a lion apart with your hands. As Samson's hair has grown, so has his strength. Where are the pillars? I want to lean against them. Here, I'll put your hands on them. Run, boy, and don't stop until you're outside the temple. Oh God, just once more, give me the strength I need. And now let me die with the Philistines. Using all his mighty strength, Samson pushes against the pillars, and the giant temple to the heathen god Dagon crashes to the ground. Crushed beneath it are the Philistines who had made slaves of Samson's people. But the fight is not yet over, and in the midst of these troublesome times, there comes a woman from a foreign land who gives Israel a victorious king. And tomorrow we'll learn about Naomi. We're a little bit short today. Where are we? Let's start. Okay. Naomi's strategy. From Ruth 2, verse 6 to 3:18. The gleaners watch eagerly as Boaz, the owner of the fields, questions his foreman about the young woman gathering grain in his fields. Her name is Ruth. She is a Moabite. She's a Moabite woman who takes care of her mother-in-law, Naomi. How beautiful she is. I have heard how kind you are to your mother-in-law. Glean in my fields as much as you like, and may God reward and protect you. Thank you. You are very kind. At lunchtime, Boaz invites Ruth to eat with him and his reapers. And when the meal is over, Ruth has gone back to work, and Ruth has gone back to work. Drop some grain on purpose for her to pick up, and see that no harm comes to her. Have no fear, Boaz. She will be safe, and she will find all the grain she needs. That evening, look at all the grain I found, O Naomi. Your God is good to us. I thought when my husband and sons died that God had forgotten me. Now I know how much he loves me, for he has given me a daughter-in-law who cares for me as a daughter. But now, tell me about the day. In whose field did you glean? His name was Boaz. He was very kind and very handsome, too. Boaz. He is a relative of my husband's family. God bless him for being kind to you. All through the harvest season. All through the harvest season, Ruth gleans in Boaz's field and takes care of Naomi. One evening, I believe Boaz loves you, but he doesn't know how you feel. We Israelites have a custom about the rights of relatives in marriage. Tonight, Boaz will stay at the threshing floor to guard his grain. If you do as I say, I love Boaz, and I'll do what you tell me. Ruth goes to the threshing floor as Naomi told her to do. I ask your help and protection, Boaz, because you are a relative of my husband's family. I love you, Ruth, and I am glad you have asked me to take care of you. But there is a closer relative than I, and according to our custom, he has the first right to take your dead husband's place. The next morning, Boaz does love me, but oh, Naomi, he says there is a closer relative who has more right than he. Don't worry, Boaz will not rest until he has handled this according to our custom. Ancestress of a King, from Ruth 4. Next morning, Boaz watches for the relative who has first right to buy the land that belonged to Naomi's dead husband and to marry Ruth. Good morning. Will you stop and discuss a matter that is important to both of us? Good morning to you, Boaz. What is the problem? When the man is seated, Boaz invites the elders of the city to join them. The land that belonged to Naomi's husband is for sale. One of us must buy it to keep it in the family. You are the closest relative. Will you buy the land? Yes, I will buy it. According to our custom, the day you buy the land, you must also marry Naomi's daughter-in-law, Ruth. I am married, so I will forfeit my rights. And to show that he is giving up his rights, the man takes off his shoe and gives it to Boaz. The deal is closed. His shoe, huh? You are witnesses that I have the right to buy the land and marry Ruth? We are witnesses. God bless you, Boaz. And may Ruth become the mother of a famous family in Israel. Boaz hurries to Naomi's house with the news. This is indeed a happy day for me. I have arranged to buy the land, and now I have come to claim Ruth in marriage. God bless you, Boaz. She will be a good wife. The news of Ruth and Boaz's coming marriage spreads rapidly throughout all Bethlehem, for Boaz is a well-to-do landowner. At the wedding, there's feasting, music, and laughter. Are you happy, my dear? Happier than I ever dreamed I could be. God has been good to me. After her marriage, Ruth moves into the big house of Boaz. Later, when a son is born to Ruth, Naomi proudly cares for the child. He is named Obed, which means servant.
Hello.
O Ruth, I thank God for the day you left Moab to come with me to Bethlehem. For now I have a grandson to serve me in my old age. I thank him too, Naomi, for truly your people have become my people, and your God my God. And my prayer is that Obed will serve God and his people. Ruth's prayer comes true, for her son becomes the grandfather of David, Israel's greatest king, who frees people from their enemies. Okay. Well, we went a little bit longer than normal, but I think that's a good spot to end. Tomorrow we'll start reading from 1 Samuel. All right. You're still not done eating? All right. You're lucky you don't have school tomorrow. All right. All right, let's call it for a night, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Can you say goodnight? No? Just gonna stare it down? Excellent. All right. Good night, guys.